To Firehouse Subs and for the first time and ordered some food. Didn't realize after I paid for everything, I had a cookie in my hand and he gave it to me for free. Must be a good day. It's an Uber Eats day in the valley. I'm testing this out to see if this is a beat that I can work without this, necessarily driving outside of my part of town. So it's Wednesday, and it's been going pretty well. The great thing about working in the valley is the distance. So when I work in Santa Monica, there's a lot of places that are close together, but there's a lot of people and a lot of drivers. Out here, you may get a call, here and there. They've been pretty steady, to be honest with you, but the distances on average are like at least 4.5 miles, and that means money for us because we get $2 a mile. And I'm getting tips because people are tipping. Like, what is that about? Like, what have I been doing all this time? The day has got away from me, but we made really good progress. I had like about 5 hours to work today, and I think I maximized the most of it. So I'm headed back to the valley, going back to the valley. I made my way out to Hollywood in the west side. The valley kind of dried up around 1 or 2, but honestly, when I sit down and compare it to what I do in another part of town, it's probably about the same, to be honest with you. But there's less trips because I'm going a further distance. So if you're thinking about ways to win when it comes to Uber Eats, double bags are like the lottery. Double bags are cool because you're basically doing 2 trips at once. So if you do two trips at once over time, of course, you're gonna win. But if you're not lucky to have a restaurant that's that hot, the second thing is distance. Think about how popular the restaurant is and how far out they service. What I do is I actually turn on the Uber Eats app and I look to see if I live here right now. I'm in I think Beverly Glen. I forget what canyon it is. What, Benedict Canyon? I'm not sure. Anyway, I would look right now to see if I lived here, where can I order from? And it'll show you all the places that you can order from. So it's like, okay, it's likely that you could get a restaurant in this area and deliver as far out as XYZ. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only way for us to really even know if an area is really going to be worth you driving in or not, because there are some parts of town where there's probably just one restaurant that delivers for Uber Eats, but they're also, have drivers for Postmates and Grubhub and DoorDash and everything. So it's like you can't automatically assume that, yep, I got this unlocked. That's not how it works. So you have to find a place that has a cluster of restaurants. I mean, as they become available, I have a feeling like the Bay Area is like has it on lock. Like they must have Uber Eats everywhere. But LA, it started in Santa Monica and then worked its way out. And right now they've expanded to Burbank and Pasadena, which I hit up over the weekend, which was pretty cool. But still not enough people know about it right now for me to go on a Wednesday and go in. Like probably at breakfast time or exactly at lunchtime, but not enough for me to hang out there all day. So you have to do that kind of stuff. You can't sit here and say, it's not working for me, I'm not able to make money, and then you go home and you cry and you make a video and you complain to the world like people think I do. I'm about strategy. I've been working in technology and communications my whole adult life, so I understand that it's not just about where you are, it's about how you use your resources, it's about analytics, it's about measurable data. Like, are you following me? Like, you have to sit here and to look at all the effort that you put forth and make sure it's worth it, right? Because you're just doing stupid stuff over and over again. So you're not gonna get rich off a rideshare. I'll be the one to tell you that, and I've already said it. But if you want this thing to work for you, you have to have a method. You've got to develop a method, and that thing changes all the time. There's some people who are able to do the same thing over and over and over again, and they're very, very lucky. That is not the case for the rest of us. Most of us, to be quite honest with you, have a game plan. We strike gold. We work that MF to a pulp. And then one day it's crickets, and you're like, I gotta make my rent or my car note and whatever, and I don't have time to see if this thing works, and so you make an adjustment. So you always gotta stay flexible. Yeah, it's not a game. This thing is not a game. It's not a game. So Uber is opening a new office, Greenlight office in Redondo, and I just got an invite to that. I'm sure other people in LA did too. But I was like, oh, okay, because Uber does it big. I went to Uber's Ice Cream Social, and that was epic. It was one of the best parties I went to all year. And LA has really great parties. So I was like, oh, heck yeah, I'm going to be there, right? I look at the time, it's from 9:30 to 11:30. I'm like, 9:30 a.m. to 11? Are you kidding? Like, why can't it be like a real party with like drinks and everything? But whatever. So that's my last drop off. Got a $5 tip. People like to tip in the Valley. I like that. Yeah. Check out one of my really cool YouTube friends in my head, the Appreneur. Appreneur. The T is silent because I'm African American. I don't know. Anyway, he actually did a really thorough video on why there's a discrepancy with the Uber Eats being curbside, or is it not? And he delves into what the person that the buyer sees and what Uber puts out there as being acceptable. And I thought that was pretty cool because I shared what Uber support says. And you know, Uber support, they're like, oh, we're so sorry that it happened to you. We hope that it never happens to you again, you know? And you're like, thank you, Uber. But where is that knowledge on the other side? Like, you know, are we educating buyers one person at a time? Like, is that what we're doing? That's not our job. Like, it should be clear on their end. And I do believe there's somebody who commented like a couple weeks ago that said that, basically said that they've removed all the instruction on the app to go outside and meet your driver on the curb. And I remember that it was there because I use Uber Eats quite a bit as well. And I remember thinking, that's smart. And I also saw the thing that says, no need to tip. And I was like, screw you. But yeah, I was like, okay, so this guy told me they removed all the information from the website and the app. So if it's not there, then people really are going to expect this stuff to come to the door. And you're slowly creating a passive-aggressive sort of fight between driver and buyer, or food orderer, or how you want to call it. And we're out here, you know, duking it out. Now, most people are not going to, I think most people are going to try to keep the peace and say, well, you know what, let me just go ahead and walk it up to the stairs or walk it up to the door or whatever, just to keep the peace. I see the good in that. Being that I know what the policy is, and I know that in between calls is crucial. How do you make the most money? You get there as fast as you can. You get in and out, and you know, you're one and done. And if I have to walk things to people's doors and I'm not getting tipped for it, then I'm thereby extending each trip and not making the same amount of money. So there's logic behind it. And then people do tip me, and I'm super appreciative of it, but I don't expect it because I already know what it says on the app. So when you know what I've been through to bring you your food and you give me a tip, trust me, I'm super appreciative. And I let them know that, like, hey, this is the most awesome thing that's happened all day, so that they know that I'm feeling appreciated, and you should show your appreciation to other drivers, not just me. Do it again. Make somebody else's day. Anywho, I'm getting ready to pull up to his house. So, appreciate you guys giving me good feedback always. If you're new to my channel, I talk about rideshare, sharing economy, and things of that nature from a woman's point of view. Just a gal out here driving in Los Angeles, trying to make this thing happen, making it rain. $10 at a time. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Like this video if I made you laugh, if you learned anything, if you want me to do more videos. I do appreciate your feedback. This is why I do this ish. Peace out. One love.